Hey.
Hey.
Oh, we're back.
There
Thanks
you are.
for counting down, guys. Woo! Welcome back to Modern Art Blitz. My name is Matt Gleason. I am your host. On this show, we give you the best, the brightest, the most brilliant of contemporary art via the artists of Southern California and abroad. Our next guest is an artist who works with a medium. Well, I called you an artist. We'll see if you consider yourself an artist, but I consider you an artist who is really pushing the boundaries of what can be considered the physical object of art. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably know him from his wonderful Facebook posts. Mud Baron.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Thanks, Matt. Thank you.
Thanks for being on the
Thank
show.
you. Hey.
So, we're
With
surrounded by flowers.
With the flowers on the show.
We've got a lot of flowers here.
Brought my friends.
We got photos of flowers. Who's that wearing a flower hat there?
Oh, that's an artist in Florence. You
In
know how
Florence.
you see the background?
That's
the excesses of the Catholic Church.
It's
Everyone's offerings, everyone buying their way into heaven, right? In the background, the Duomo, and the guy wearing the flowers, my work, is one of those artists that kind of like, siphons money off of the tourists. Because putting flowers on artists' heads, one of my favorites.
Hey, the green stem is going with the green screen. Look, I'm making this flower float. Woo, it's magic. Okay, so
you are kind of the Doug Henning of the art world.
I am the Doug Henning. Oh man, he's dropping. Yeah, I was always more the Lance Burton, I thought. But hey, so the thing about the thorns, this reminds me, is what does the art world? What is the difference between the art world and a rose stem?
I think the rose stem is nicer.
Well, the rose stem, at least the pricks are on the outside.
Oh,
hey.
It's your show.
So, Mud Baron, how did you come to the conclusion that flowers were art?
Yeah, that's good. There's lots of, we have
Let's
to unpack
cut to
that.
it, baby.
So let's unpack that. So
I just got an owie from the...
I'm really pragmatic, like as a person, believe it or not. And I thought the world needed saving. And I've been at that for a long time.
Saving the world.
I know, right? It's I know. So I do school gardens. I think getting kids addicted to roses, much better than what your previous guest may have gone through.
Getting kids addicted to roses is far better than
exactly.
getting them addicted to some kind of drugs.
And not only that, realizing that the natural world, they're a part of it too. Not to quote Love and Rockets, but
Well,
you can't defy nature because that's a part of it too, whatever that is.
You cannot go against nature because when you do, it's a part of nature.
Thank you for the pickup. Thank you. So anyway, why are flowers art?
I know one line from one Love and Rockets
And
song, and I swear to God, I came through for him.
I put the ball over the plate. You swing. Go
Woo-hoo!
Angels. Go Angels.
Woo-hoo! So tell me, what schools are you schooling at right now?
So I do a couple things. I do this program called a plug mob. You know what a flash mob is, right? Flash mob?
A flash mob?
Where a bunch of people show up and they do Michael Jackson dance moves. So a plug mob is we do little baby plants, and we give them to every teacher in LA County. So every kid in LA, and there's like 1.5 million of them. It's a big show. Just like that kid right there, right behind me. That one, right? That one. Kid. Who's a student in Pasadena at Cleveland Avenue Elementary. Yes, that is awesome, right? So that kid needs to experience that on a daily basis. The teachers, I'm a teacher, we talk a lot, we can be boring. I think a conversation with a ladybug, a conversation with a butterfly is ever so much better than any art history lecture that you or I ever sat through. When's the last time you sat through an art history lecture?
Right? I learned that it was an intuitive reflection of the era, and then the rest was a lot of hot air.
So I take a lot of influences in my work, but with the plug mob, giving plants away to everybody is amazing. And to do that, you need money, and to get money, you have to talk people into money with things. It's like being a gallerist with your pants on. You know what I'm saying? So the piece that I got frustrated with, and I'm like, look, I've been at this so long, I can't teach the way I want to teach. I can't have a garden at every school the way I want to have. And one day, I had just been in City Hall, LA City Hall, where I give away flowers. We're talking about dozens, hundreds of dozens of flowers. And I've been talked into going to a project in South LA called We Can, run by Root Down. And I handed the leftovers to the kids at 50th and Fig. And
Do you spray perfume on these?
No, that's it.
Really? They really smell?
They're real.
Because like this one,
yeah,
it smells kind of like a flower.
Yeah.
But this one,
yeah.
Did you like do some kind of genetic modification?
Matt, I'm just going to tell you're a deprived child. I'm just saying. You just
Really?
don't know. You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. He doesn't know. All right, so the pieces that
Gladiolas
we
in
have.
my yard never smelled this good.
Come back, baby Jesus, come back.
Okay.
So you're happy. Wait, let's just get this out of the way right now. Here, give me this. Let's just finish the interview this way.
Okay.
Because this is one of the reasons.
Oh, wow, okay.
This is Matt Gleason, Sexy Beast. Lee can handle this. So the piece where this comes in, I saw this kid with flowers, like holding them all like this, and they were like covered in it. And it was almost like I saw that National Geographic shot of that Afghan girl with the blue eyes that won the Pulitzer.
Yes.
And I was like, shit. That's what I said shit. So I got it, and then I started playing around a little bit, and there's this artist named Andy Goldsworthy, who
of course.
Yeah, so I walked in, when I first moved to San Francisco, I got a job as Ansel Adams' publisher's assistant.
Wow.
And he taught me that if people see the Sierras, they'll want to save them. As a matter of fact, the first coffee table book, This American Earth, was environmental agitprop. They cut down the trees to save the trees. That's the art world, right? Exactly.
Wow.
So I didn't listen to Dave at the time because I was a stupid kid. Now we're stupid middle-aged people, but I was a really stupid kid. And it took me, 25 years to get to the point where I'm showing people how amazing they look with this. Even you, Matt, you look great.
Thank you.
Say hi, Lee. How'd I look, honey?
Hi, honey, I'm home.
So the practice, the art, the Andy Goldsworthy piece, couple that with the Martha Stewart, you noticed how good these smell. I don't want to preach about Michael Pollan, but you know about slow food a little bit, maybe?
I know
As
about
opposed to
slow
fast food, right? Yeah, it's the opposite of a Dodger dog. So local, sustainable, organic, all that stuff. And I'm not into preaching. That's actually a farmer right there from the Telluride Farmers Market. He was selling chocolate or some shit.
Giving him a shoulder massage.
Slow flowers is the same to slow food. And so when you don't ship a flower 5,000 miles, it actually smells. Now, a lot of these Austins that you notice how much they're amazing. They're not commercial. They only last 2 days. So there's an inverse relationship between scent, which really is the medium of television when we think about it. Scent.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's somewhat transformative. I mean, even with all the lights and the green the green screen and all that, I think people and flowers, people and plants need to have conversations on a daily basis, and my art is that. And so wherever I travel all over, I put flowers on people's heads. I don't think we got shots of it, but yesterday I was at RuPaul's Drag Con.
Oh, hey.
At first people were like, oh, the ladies are not going to let you mess up their hair. When they saw the first shot, the fierceness, please, just take out the spiders when you're done.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love that drag con. Did Ru put any on?
Didn't see her.
You didn't get to see Ru?
Didn't see her.
He went as a man yesterday, just so you know.
Everybody, I like security guards. That's one of my favorites. Besides artists, security guards. And last week I was at Coachella. I was shooting.
You still have the Coachella thing wristband on?
Yeah, that's my reminder to finish the little booklet of 40 shots from Coachella, because my program.
Thorn.
There you go.
Fuck.
That was that loud artist you dealt with.
Woo! How often does that happen to you?
All the time, but.
Did I put them upside down? My apologies.
Is it?
Is there an upside down with flowers?
Let's try another piece on you. And when I said I was coming to the show, I asked you what Lee, your partner's favorite flowers were, and you, like most guys who are knuckleheads, you're like red, which is okay. Now she probably does have a favorite, and we'll do homework. We'll find out what her actual favorite flower is. It may be some emotional thing, like some dead relative of her that'll make her cry. It could be a pansy, it could be a hydrangea, it could be red amaryllis, which are awesome. And 100,000 years ago, amaryllis took a genetic split from onions. These have alkaloid compounds that are really poisonous, and it'll probably give you a bad day.
Have you ever eaten these flowers and found out?
You know what? I have, and it's always kind of funny.
Oh boy.
But see how gravity works?
Yeah, there's a thorn in my head. I feel like I'm very martyred.
Yeah, but all my friends sort of have that relationship with me. So
accidentally, like a martyr.
There we go. I know you're Catholic, right?
Woohoo!
Yeah, he's lovely. I'm so proud of my work.
So where do you draw the line with flowers as sculpture, as opposed to more of a? I don't want to diminish what you do, but some people would say that flowers are the decorative arts.
Yeah.
And some people, though, and I believe you would be one of these, saying that in the realm of conceptual art, one could argue that flowers may be the finest expression of the Duchampian ethos of the aesthetic that has a lifespan.
Yeah. Is there a better artist than nature? So I'm a collaborator and a facilitator. The shot in the background right there, that's the eagle huntress, which was up for an Oscar.
Okay.
Right, there she is. And just amazing eyes, amazing face. And a lot of those pictures, at that point in my trip, and I get sponsored by the California Cut Flower Commission and other plant companies, and I get to travel around and put flowers on people's heads. By that time, a lot of the flowers had started to fade a couple days into the festival.
Oh yeah.
But I was just cutting stuff on the streets, which is awesome.
That thorn is, you need better padding, no offense.
Do I? Really?
But there was a thorn in my head, okay? Or something was.
It's to hold it, Matt.
Something was poking me. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a Snapchat filter for this. It's all real.
Hey, so do you think there's a possible litigation, seeing as you've been putting flowers on people's heads many years before Snapchat did?
Yeah, well, let's see. I'm not really worried about that. It's like any other artist. We're all derivative. And there's a spider right there. Don't eat it. It's nature. That's what organic means.
But I got a question. That one smells pretty good.
Really?
But not poison.
It is poisonous, but don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Just with your eyes.
But you can smell it,
as the phrase goes. Was I the first to do this? No. I am a devotee of Frida, right? So Frida and her flowers on a daily basis.
Okay.
I paint flowers so they will not die, which is an answer to your earlier question. I take a photo, capture it. Like, look at Andy Goldsworthy's work. He goes out there and he's at 20,000 feet. He makes a cairn of rat bones in Tibet, and the shit falls apart 2 days later, but the photo's forever. And sometimes he has permanent installation pieces. I don't know how long you want to wear those. Probably not so long. So we get a photo, it lives forever. That was at Coachella. I'm not sure if she was on Molly or not. But the photo's forever. It was hot. It was hot. That was, I had such a good time, and I bought a new light rig. I was told by someone who's really smart that being an artist is expensive, and I've discovered that. I did not start an artist interview show to have an artist bring art on the set that draws blood, and yet you have succeeded in drawing blood. There are many people in the LA art world that right now you're their favorite artist just for having done exactly that. So tell me, do you ever get sick of working with kids? No, I love teaching. I don't like being a teacher. It's really limiting.
You don't like filling out all the forms?
And here's the story behind the flowers, because I don't necessarily say that whenever I post my work on my Instagram, Mud Baron, or any of the other stuff. But the thing is, these flowers are grown at an inner city Title I high school. So I talked about my influences of Andy Goldsworthy, Ansel Adams.
Suffice to say, they don't talk about Andy Goldsworthy and Watts enough, right?
Well, they could, and that's one of the things we do by providing plants to teachers in Watts and Compton, and right here in East LA, Boyle Heights. So there's also the influences of Martha Stewart, who you would have a hard time arguing as a social justice figure.
I don't see Martha Stewart as a social justice
Although
figure.
She is an ex-con and a thug, and she's lovely. But we also have Cornel West, because these flowers are grown at a school. When I say Title I Inner City High School, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so free and reduced lunch at Muir High School in Pasadena, where my program Muir Ranch is. And the kids who grow these really don't know how to deal with people that would spend $10,000 on a wedding. So it's my job to facilitate, not my art, but my actual, I think it's called praxis. I don't like using those words.
I hate that shit.
Exactly, I do too, but I do like getting kids paid who don't have opportunities.
So your kids are actually making use of this garden.
We do a wedding a week.
They understand now that their work has a reward.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about business, right? And you're a gallerist. Business is about solving other people's problems. So if you give them stuff or you do something for them, they pay you. So I have one student in particular, he's 22. I know, right? Crazy. He's 22. He was slinging these flowers for years at the farmer's market. A customer says, I'm addicted to these. The guy wasn't addicted to the drugs the previous artist was on. He's addicted to the flowers. He's like, when I was your age, I wanted to be a landscape architect. Manny, do you want to still be a landscape architect? And Manny's like, yeah. He goes, look, I couldn't do that because I had to take care of my family. I became a bookkeeper. I had to put my dreams back here, and then I was a bookkeeper, and then I became a CPA. I was really good at it, and I became a financial wealth manager. And this is the best work I do, Matt. And the guy turned to me and he says, look, I'm as a financial wealth manager, I got some cash too. Gave one of my students who works for me $100,000 to be a landscape architect. And here's a kid who busts his ass, he works, he's at that farmer's market, which is a carny affair. Forget this Michael Pollan local Wendell Berry stuff, speaking of Gary Snyder. Forget that. This kid's working his ass off with flowers. Yes, it is the stepchild of the arts, the decorative arts. But I don't know if you can eat a Rothko. You could, but I think it might be a little too fibrous. Woo. So this kid, by working with these flowers, one of my students, the other half of my art, he's going to become a landscape architect. And that, when you can do that, you get the ridiculous and the sublime.
So give us your
What's
Instagram
better?
handle.
My Instagram handle is Mud Baron. my name.
Mudbaron.
Wow, you spell good.
Mudbaron.
Mud Baron.
You're also on that thing called the Facebook.
The Facebook, Mud Baron. It's amazing. I just went for it.
What about the Snappy chat?
I don't do Snapchat.
You don't do Snapchat?
I can't. I'm too
I
busy
like
for
you even
Snapchat.
more. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mud Baron. Thank you for being on Modern Art Blitz.
And thank you for bleeding.
Oh yeah, he drew blood. We'll be back right after this. Woohoo!
Welcome to the land of illusion.